Tag.
Boom, tag. You're it. Hi, I'm here because Mark Nudelberg asked me to join the Daily Huddle.
Bang! We already got some emails yesterday of people reaching out to us saying, hey, I've referred a bunch of people already. So it'd be exciting to see who converts, who's converting in the huddle, and who's showing up and tagging the people they brought.
Ready to go. So,
Shay, we didn't say it again.
I've got my list ready to go to keep track.
Yep. So we are fired up. I know that there's some people, specifically some folks from Synovus are joining us. Todd Hudson was in the mix early. He sent out a video. So there's all kinds of good stuff going on. I'm super excited because there is a value proposition here that we are delivering value. It is a fun place to be. It is, I think, the best networking event on the internet. And, people are having coffees and doing business with each other. And so look at this.
Jones, bang! Jeremy, give me a bang. Give me a Steve Breen bang.
Pulls off three-pointer. Bang! Bang! It's good.
Jeremy Turris, first one in the boat. I love it.
Here we go, man.
That is really fantastic. Welcome, Jerry Jones, to the Huddle. Really glad to have you here this morning and excited to share our network with you. Please connect with everybody within the Huddle. And it's Wednesday. It's hump day.
It's hump day. It's Wisdom Wednesday. It's Wild Wednesday. It's What's Up Wednesday. But I'll tell you what, some really cool things for today in terms of content.
Jeremy Turris has 2 already. He is on fire.
He's leading the back. I feel like the horse race. And he's in the lead.
I love it.
He's another one. Jeremy Turris.
Bang! He's got 3. It's unbelievable.
Oh, he's making it a non-race.
I love it. Well done, Jeremy Turris. Well done.
So what is Jake?
Good morning, Keith.
What is Jake asking Mike what? What is that?
Oh, because I said Steve Breen, and he's correcting me, of course.
Okay.
It's hard to live in this family. You have to be fucking perfect. If you are not perfect, you will get called out immediately. Thank you, Jake, for being my accountability partner. It's Mike Breen. Thank you.
Excellent. So for those who are new, I'll just shout it out, tell you what we do. We get together here. We have music, we have entertainment, we have culture, we have sales stuff, but we frame the day. We start the day with a shot of energy. But before we do that, we got to wake up.
Help, yeah. Wake up, everybody. Get up, get up, get up, get up. Wake up. Come on. Wake up, everybody. Teach a new way. Maybe then they'll listen what you have to say. Wake up, everybody. No more sleeping in bed. No more about to thinking, top of thinking ahead. Come on now.
Okay.
Hold on. So we got to go to the scoreboard here because shout out to Stacey Harris, who's joining us this morning, coming in from John Mark Basada. So he is on the scoreboard. And then I want to make sure that we get this right. Joe Randazza comes in. He tagged himself. Yes.
He's a friend of mine, man.
I think he's trying to get his own referral, in which I'm not mad at the
Joe, if you want coaching, you got it, brother.
I love it.
Unbelievable. So I just want to bring to light some social media stories because I think it's really important. Then it's birthdays. You wouldn't believe whose birthday it is today. There's a whole list of people with great content. So I'll zip through this pretty fast. Show me what happened this morning on Facebook. So how many of us have accepted somebody into our world that we don't know? Len Edelman comes in this morning. Len, looks like we know some of the same great folks. Do we know each other? Yes, great to connect. Just when I thought I know everybody in Boca, he and I went on to have a dialogue. We will have a virtual cup of coffee this morning, but I brought somebody new into the world that didn't exist. That relationship didn't exist. If you do it at scale, Robin Sharma, who I listened to this morning, says it's all about consistency. Do it every single engagement and watch what happens. That's number one. Number two is You know, I drink my own Kool-Aid. Talk about you got to rest. You got to take care of the mind and the body. Show me this morning. So this morning I was committed to watching the sunrise. I posted this on Instagram, excited to do it again. And in my commitment to have an aha moment or learn every single day, my buddy Rob Thompson comes back to me this morning and hits me with a word called Nuke Sepe, N-U-N-C-C-O-E-P-I, which is Latin for it now begins. And then tends to send me a video of Phillip Rivers and how he, every single down, every single play, every single game was now it begins. Can't worry about what happened before. Can't worry about the future. Now it begins on this play. So there you have it. I put a piece of content into the world, and it came back to me with an aha moment, a new Latin word. Thank you, Rob Thompson. Love you, brother. You are the best.
I want to stay on this topic of converting social media real quick, because, you know, we had a conversation before about there being questions about, is this valuable time? Is being in LinkedIn valuable time? What's the metric you're looking for? How do you really show people that it's worthwhile doing? And we talk about it in all of our trainings, that the conversion is connections to conversations. So whether you're putting out content, you're engaging in other people's content, you're sending invites, you're receiving invites, you're working in the direct messages, if you're converting those activities to conversations, I don't know what you're thinking about in business development, but if conversations aren't the starting block for how you get to success, I don't know what is. So if you're converting that activity to conversations, you're winning. You are in a virtual environment. You're not going anywhere. You're not driving to the chamber event. You're not spending hours at these breakfasts having to go all over the place. You're right there. You're in the networking event and you're pulling out conversations. You're winning. That's your winning tip for Wednesday.
So I will talk more about LinkedIn wins, losses, and habits on Friday. I've got a whole bunch of wall and hall stuff. For those who don't know, we do a wall of shame and a hall of fame. So that will be back on Friday. But for today, let's focus on what Michelle Morrison said, which was so great. She says, I love that. Learn from yesterday's mistakes and move on. Well, you know what? There are giants in the industry who have led the way that we can learn from. So today, it would have been Mary Kay Ash's birthday. She's an American businesswoman. Shay, show me the video.
I stood in line one time for nearly 3 hours to congratulate one of the vice presidents of the Stanley Home Products Company, who was a very revered person. We all just loved the man. He was so nice and so good. And 3 hours is a long time for him to be standing there shaking hands with people. It was also a long time to be standing in line to shake hands with him. And that day, I learned another important lesson. As I got up to him after all that length of time, and I was so inspired to be able to shake his hand, he never did even see me. He was looking over my shoulder at how many more there were in the line. And he was just shaking it. And I thought, if I ever get to be the person with whom they're shaking hands, I'm going to put my attention on that person.
Bam. So her quote is, she was famous for saying this: when I meet someone, I imagine him or her are wearing an invisible sign that says, make me feel important. Holy shit. That's exactly what LinkedIn is. Remember what Jesse said, congratulate. Yeah, the 3 C's, man. So, just this, the successful people leave clues if you want to pay attention. So happy birthday to Mary Kay Ash.
So hold on, because Andrew Feldman said be present. It's not just about being present. Absolutely be present, but make that person important. Far too often are we in a conversation where you might be looking somebody in the eye and you might be present, but you're not listening. You're not actively listening and intensely curious about what that person has to say. So dig in, make that person feel like they're the most important person in the room, whether you're the CEO or the BDR within a company, you live your life that way, there's success coming on the other side.
Love it. Fantastic. So in the theme of birthdays, today is Rami Malek's birthday. And he is one of the hottest actors. And I'm going to combine his birthday with today's motivational music. Take it away.
Just begun, but now I'm gonna throw it all away. Didn't mean to make you cry. If I'm not back again this time tomorrow, carry on, nothing really matters. Down my spine, body's aching all the time. Goodbye, everybody. I've got to go. Gonna leave you all behind and fight for truth. I don't wanna die. I sometimes wish I'd never been.
I see a little silhouette of a man.
So a couple of takeaways there. That's one of the greatest performances ever. I mean, that he became Freddie Mercury. Passion.
The real performance is an unbelievable performance. That live performance of that song is ridiculous.
Right.
If you have not seen Bohemian Rhapsody and him becoming Freddie Mercury, wow. It's a great movie, great music. Just such an unbelievable appreciation for that band.
I had a really hard time finding a space to stop it. Like I could have let that go.
I was kind of hoping you were. I was like, great, let's let this
See you
go.
guys tomorrow. So what? Now they're clapping. It's great. So today we celebrate my favorite comedian of all time, George Carlin. It would have been his birthday. And so I picked out 3 George Carlin gems for us to laugh on this wacky Wednesday.
Starting with these people who read self-help books. Why do so many people need help? Life is not that complicated. You get up, you go to work, you eat 3 meals, you take 1 good shit, and you go back to bed. What's the fucking mystery? And the part I really don't understand, if you're looking for self-help, why would you read a book written by somebody else? That's not self-help, that's help. There's no such thing as self-help. If you did it yourself, you didn't need help. You did it yourself. Try to pay attention to the language we've all agreed on. And a similar mystery to me. Motivation books, motivation seminars. Why would anyone need to be motivated by someone else? I say if you lack motivation, a seminar isn't going to help you. What you really need is to be smashed in the head 30 or 40 times with a golf club. That'll fucking motivate you. Or else it'll at least get you up and moving around the room. You know, locate your socks, shit like that. Get the day rolling.
So there's a key takeaway there. Get comfortable with the language. Understand what we're doing, how we're doing it. Give me my second George Carlin gem.
But little things await you. Little moments you have to deal with. Did you ever start to belch and then almost puke? It's like a medical emergency. You say, Jesus, I almost puked. Turns out it was a belch, but puke was involved. This was a semi-puke-related belch incident. Fortunately, for us, we don't get sick right away, all of a sudden. You know, it doesn't happen out of the blue, that suddenly you're sick. You're not walking along the street and then... Doesn't happen like that. Usually, before you get sick, there's a little period of time when you don't feel good. And that does come first, doesn't it? Say, hey, what's the matter with you? What, are you sick? No. I just don't feel good. I don't know what it is, you know? Because I'm not sick. But I don't feel right. I feel like I could get sick if I really want to, you know? But I don't want to, and I hope I don't. Well, that's what he says now, that he doesn't want to get sick. You check that same guy in a half an hour, and you know what he'll be saying? Geez, I wish I would get sick and get it over with, man. Finally, you just want to get it over with, don't you? Because almost being sick is worse than actually being sick. After all, once you're sick, shit, you're sick now. Everything's different once you're sick. People treat you nice once you're sick. You don't feel good. You're just a big pain in the ass.
Amazing. I have one.
Yeah, really great.
Continue. Let's go. Let's continue. Let's move on. I think there's lots of great content today, so we'll catch up. It would have been Yogi Berra's birthday, and Yogi Berra is known for mixing up the language like crazy. So a couple of key sayings: it ain't over till it's over.
Till it's over. Yeah.
You have the list in front of you?
I don't, but I mean, that one in itself is, we've talked before about grit. We've talked before about the willingness to empty the tank and do whatever it takes. That is the embodiment of that saying, right? Is it ain't over till it's over. So just keep playing, play the next down, get the next at bat, obviously sports references. And I want to give a shout out to Carissa Jones, because we referenced the 3 C's, but didn't say what they were. And she nailed it. That's somebody who's here every single day, listening to what we're sharing back with us. And just as soon as something's referenced, she's right there to throw it back out there. Excellent job, Carissa. I love that. So for those of you who don't.
From now on, it's the 4 C's.
So we've got congratulate, compliment, console, and Carissa.
And Carissa. And he lands in it, you know, which is very much looking forward to Lori Salarillo's book, which you will hear about, which all has to do with the C's. One more that I think is important to the way we think. Always, you've got to be very careful if you don't know where you're going, because you might not get there.
No destination. On the road with no destination. We talk about that all the time.
Great stuff. Last birthday for today, one of my favorite actors. He's in a lot of cool stuff. I pulled what I think is one of the greatest roles ever, Marcellus Wallace. Let's wish a happy birthday to Ving Ram, whose real name would be Irving Rams. Show me.
Okay? Nah, man. I'm pretty fucking far from okay.
What now?
What now? Let me tell you what now. I'ma call a couple of hard pipe-hitting niggas to go to work on the homes here with a pair of pliers and a blowtorch. You hear me talking, hillbilly boy? I ain't through with you by damn sight. I'ma get medieval on your ass.
I'm gonna get medieval on your ass.
Use the language in that. I know it's a little rough, but that movie was littered with it. I couldn't.
Phenomenal.
He's also known for lots of other roles. He's known for his Mission Impossible stuff. So happy birthday to him. And with that, I switched to something you were going to talk about yesterday, because yesterday was World Ego Awareness Day. Drop the mic. Now, I'm going to go overtime here because there's a couple of videos that we have to play. Mark, do you want to comment on this?
So, yeah, I think it's interesting because in sports, you like to have a guy who's got a little swagger to him, right? You like to have a guy who's confident. And I think most times confidence gets confused with ego. And there's a very big difference. We've talked about confidence, talked about how you earn confidence and where it comes from. Ego is something very different that I think involves pride and tends to get in the way. So I love this conversation of, whether or not ego has a space in success and what the difference is between confidence and ego.
Love it, love it, love it. So with that, ego is your enemy. Show me the video.
Ego is the enemy of what you want and what you have, of mastering a craft, of real creative insight. Because it takes what's most important and deems it insignificant. The struggle, the uncertainty, the doubt, the things that not only light the path to success, they are the very foundation success stands on. These things keep us humble. They make us students. They show us that the best never stop learning, because with certainty comes the death of creativity. As Richard Feynman states, you must not fool yourself, and you are the easiest person to fool. When you fall into the trap of seeing recognition as the goal or status as the finish line, you will fall short time and time again. Triumph lives in a purpose much larger than yourself, from a focus not on being but doing, on driving toward a target, revealing a simple question: are you doing what you set out to do? Are you willing to endure what most aren't? Put in the hours and hours that go unnoticed, the struggle that goes unrecognized, and the incremental progress that goes unseen. Are you willing to let go of ego and become the best possible version of yourself?
Some really powerful stuff. Let go. It's like,
I think the most important line in that video is that ego takes the significant and makes it insignificant. And when your ego gets in the way and says that, well, I'm above that, I'm too good for that, or I shouldn't be doing that thing. And there's a difference, because as you grow in responsibility, you can't do everything. So there are things you have to be great at delegating and allowing other people to do. You can't get too far in the weeds. But if you are ever that person that says, I'm too good to stop and pick up that thing or help somebody there or lend a hand or an ear or wherever, your ego is in the way. And that is a massive, massive tripwire for success.
So Shay, give me some overtime.
And we'll go to overtime.
Hopefully you can stay as well. It'd be kind of cool, because what Lloyd brings up is the difference between confidence and ego. Show me the difference, Shay.
Confidence is earned, right? Confidence is based on evidence. Confidence is based on experience. And ego is based on nothing. Ego is stolen. Confidence is earned. Like I say, I don't have belief in myself. I have evidence, right? I know what I've done and I know what I'm capable of. And it's funny though, that's actually what humility is too. Humility is a knowledge of ourselves. It's a knowledge of our limitations primarily, but it's self-awareness rather than self-absorption. And so, no, there's no amount of ego that's a good thing. Confidence is essential. If you don't believe you can do something, you're probably not going to be able to do it. But just because you believe you can do something does not mean you're going to be able to do it.
It's such a powerful statement. When I look back on my years in business, I was always chasing who I thought I should be, wanted to be, whatever. The minute I aligned with absolute certainty that I know when I get involved with somebody and coach them, they're going to get better, my world changed. Everything about me, the way people received me was different because I don't need to prove it to you. I don't need your validation. I don't need your approval. If you decide to work with me, great. If you don't, the other is arrogant. I was an arrogant guy, and being self-aware enough to know what arrogance is how you get to this place. We'll close the day with our man, David Goggins, who should blow us all away.
And you have to first be uncomfortable with how you feel about yourself. With that voice that a lot of us like to run away from, we all have it. We all have that voice that's saying, hey man, you're kind of wimping out right now. You're kind of being a little punk right now. But a lot of us say, okay, that's okay. It's okay to tell these little white lies to ourselves. So we first have to face the real you. The real me is David Goggins. The real me is a guy looking at you right now saying, I don't want to fucking be on this show right now because I used to stutter as a kid. And I'm afraid of that. I'm afraid that here in a second, I'm going to start fucking stammering and stuttering and the whole world's going to know that I have all these issues. But that's when I see right now, okay, Goggins, you got to go on this fucking show. That's Goggins. Goggins is saying, okay, David Goggins, you're a punk. Life made you this way. We can't live like this. We can't live in fear. We can't live in judgment. We can't be afraid of what the fuck people right now are looking at me saying about me. We cannot be afraid of that. That's Goggins. Goggins saying, fuck all of you who don't like me, who don't want to. And that person then comes in. But you have to be David Goggins and say, man, I'm afraid of this. I'm fucked up here. Life made me this way here. I stutter. I have these issues with reading and writing, and I'm fat and I'm insecure.
Great. I think the point there, and this is a conversation we have about content creation consistently. You cannot be afraid of judgment. When you create content, we talked about this yesterday, you have to put out what's valuable, what's genuine, what's authentic, what's personal, what's you, without the fear of what anybody else is going to say, because it doesn't matter. It's you. And as long as it's you that you're putting out there and it's who you are in real life, you will be fine. And you will find more people that align that way. But the fear of judgment, which is what Goggins is talking about there, keeps people from tapping into social media the way that they can.
So in closing, a shout out to Andre Barnes. He's new to the show. He's a direct hit from Emily Maker. Way to go, Emily. You're on the board. What a great way to start Wacky Wednesday. Thank you all for joining us. Thank you all for taking the time to do this, to make yourself 1% better every day. What you put in is what you're going to put out. Let's get down to business.
Please don't worry about me. I'm about to let my heart speak. Friends keep telling me to leave this. So let's get down to business. Let's get down to business. Give you one more night to get this.